All right, good morning, YouTube. Another glorious day in the shop. Yes, it is. Cannot complain one bit. All right, so as you guys remember, as we left off yesterday, we are riveting in the ribs into the spar and also the nose ribs into the spar. So we got that to do today, God willing, and then maybe we'll get into riveting some skin, some getting the skins or bucking the skins in. But we'll play it by ear. It's just one of those days. To quote a very cool song, I can't repeat it here. We got young ones, so yeah. So today we're going to like I said, get these rivets set, and then hopefully we'll get into bucking the top skin and the leading edge skin of the flap together. That's the goal. We'll see. A wise rabbi once told me that if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. But that is the plan for today. We'll just see how it goes. All right, YouTube. So, got the ribs in. Lesson learned. Don't put the skins. I was able to do it, so you can too. But don't. If you wait till you do the skins until afterwards, I would probably put them on and just to make sure everything is kosher and everything lines up. But you can get them. I did. You can get the rivets in with the skins on, but it does make it a little bit easier. I can see where the skins are off, or the skin. I can tell you this tool you got to have. It will allow you to get your gun in at an angle because you're not going to be able to get it straight up and down on the rivet. Because of just the nature of this being here. You can bend this a little bit, but I don't get too crazy with it. This will allow you to shoot it at an angle. So you can actually come in. If this was your gun, you can't because of just the size. Think about it. You got all this size that you got to try to fit in here to get it perpendicular. Plus, you got this angle here that slopes that way towards you. It's exaggerated, but so this tool allows you to use your gun instead of having to do this. You can come in at your gun at this angle here and then get those rivets. So you've got to have one of these. I just don't see any other way. You can buy, I'm sure, a longer nose. I think an 8-inch I saw at ATS, an 8-inch, so that basically it's a narrower. I think it's about the width of this piece here, not this, but it's one piece and it's 8 inches long. So that might be able to do it. I don't know. It's up to you. If you're going to buy a pneumatic gun, if you haven't purchased yours yet, I would seriously look at that long nose pneumatic at ATS, Aircraft Tool Supply, and everything. You're going to need one anyway, so you might as well get one that's got a long nose on it. And everything, but this one works really well. I did fix the leak, the air leak that I was having with it. It's amazing what Teflon tape will do. So yeah, so I've inspected, went through, made sure everything was where it was supposed to be. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start bucking the rivets in, and so I got to clamp some things down, these brackets, and then we'll start from one side and we'll buck to the other, and that is for the skin, yeah. And then now the instructions that Vans gives you is that you tag a couple of these with Clecos, and then you can buck them, but they tell you that you can do it on the bucking bar or the back riveter, which is there. So I got to clear that bench, but when we get there, we'll get there. Right now, I just got to get these. The goal for today is to get these two skins joined together and then bucked in here, and you guys have seen me do that. So I will proceed to, I don't know how I'm gonna orient, if I'm gonna flip it around. Yeah, I know I'm gonna flip it around so that way I can get the bucking, the pneumatic on this side, and then I'll reach across with the bucking bar. So you guys have seen me do that, seen, I'm sure, countless other builders do that, and the fun of bucking. Yeah, it's bucking fun. Oh, sorry. Didn't do that. So, all right. So I got to clean up all of these rivet tails and everything, and then we'll get set up for the next evolution. This stuff here, got to clean these things up. I was thinking about using some of these, flattening the ends and using them on my pullers. I'll probably do that. You know, my hand pullers for dimpling. I broke my dimpling nail the other day when I was dimpling these guys in here. I think I just don't know my own strength. I work out. So, all right, enough of that. I gotta get back to work. All right, YouTube, there you go. Got one part of the skin or one side of the skin riveted to the spar. Yeah, so, you know, I made an audible. You can see where the bucking bar. I made an audible doing this. The plans or Vans want you to do a 3.5, 3 to 3.5 for these in here, and then a 3-4 for here for these tabs. I went with 3.4s all the way, and let me tell you why. At this point in the build, you should be able to tell if you got enough tail or not enough tail on your rivet. And I just felt like I just didn't have enough tail. There wasn't enough grip on the back side of the rivet. I know, yes, it's probably, well, I know it's okay, right? Vans has never steered me wrong, but nor were they you. But to me, I just, you know, it just didn't look like there was enough tail there. So I went with a 3.4 versus a 3.35. So, and yeah, very happy with it. Yeah, so we got the bottom riveted into the spar. Now I have to proceed and do back riveting. These are back riveted in to the thing, to the ribs from the back. So I've got to clean off. This is my back riveting table. It's got my steel plate. So I got to clean it. I got to do some adjustments and things like that and everything. But yeah, so I got it riveted in, no issues. The only thing is that I use the 3-4s versus the 3.5s. And yes, you could use, let me see if I could show you the 3.5. It wasn't a big difference, but it was enough to, yeah, I can't remember where it's at. Yeah, it's this guy right here versus this. There's a lot more tail there. The other thing I think that compounds this is that these spars tilt in, so when you get your bucking bar in there, you're not getting perpendicular to the part because of the tilt in. If you do it this way, what I found I had to do was kind of, if you look at that angle, there is an angle there. Look at that. You know, so I think that also contributed to it. So to be safe, to make sure I have plenty of material left over on the rivet on the back side, I just went with 3.5s or 3-4s instead of 3-3.5. So just a little bit bigger rivet. All right, so there we go. We got them in and everything. You know, the bucking bar as it hits the spar will do that. Yeah, you can tape it or put a backer down there. Maybe that's what I should have done. But I'm not too concerned about that. It's on the inside, and yeah, I mean, if this is a production plane, well, it is it's my plane. Maybe I ought to build some kind of, maybe I can get one of these little sticks, cut them, and then set them in there. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That way I won't mar that up. It's a thought. See, you learn as you go, and then hopefully you guys watch this video, and then you can do that. So yeah, I'm going to cut a painting stick, and I'll just slide it in there, and that will keep from marring up my great priming job that I do and everything. So all right, so I got to take the bench apart, reset and get everything set up for back riveting. All right, YouTube. So I got two of the back riveted in. Actually it's at the trailing edge. This is the leading edge because this is go forward. This is the trailing. So I got two of those set with the back rivet. So basically all I did, and Vance tells you use 3-3s, and the reason being is I went up with a little bit to see if, and I curled one over. So I will tell you, when you're back riveting these guys here, because of the way the flange comes in and it tilts in, you're better off doing the 3-3s. Now the 3-5s go in here because there's naturally going to be a little bit of space because of the way that the you got this spar. Man, you look down there, you got this spar right here, so you're going to have a little bit of gap, so they want you to use 3-5s there. So I got these tagged in. Now you will have to use a smaller set. I had this guy, which has the bigger head. It won't go between these gaps here. So I had another back riveter. It won't go between these gaps here. It just won't fit. So I had a smaller one that I did there. So now I got to devise a way of back riveting these guys here. Now I've got an idea. I do have an offset, but it's not offset enough to go in here. So what I'm thinking is I will take my bucking bar. I'm just working this out. Take my bucking bar, lay it on there. I'm gonna take something to protect the skin, obviously. Then take my pneumatic and put it on here with just a mushroom set and hit this bucking bar to cause that to, I don't know. I'll work it out, but I do not have any offset. I do have offset sets, but I don't have any offset sets that will actually go or fit in there. So I have this guy, but see that offset here? That's too much. So that's not gonna work. I have this guy, but this is for a different, and then that edge will tear it up. So I'm just going to, maybe I can use my mushroom set. Maybe. That's what I thought. See, you're hearing me. See, these are the things that you're gonna have to do when you build your airplane. Nope, see, that won't reach. So yeah, I'm gonna have to devise a plan. I don't want to scarf that up. So I'll come up with a plan. And I think it'll probably just be taking, like I said, my bucking bar, taking one of these that I don't use, and like I said, using the bucking bar. Yeah, I just don't have anything. I have to think of something, but like I said, this is my offset, and I use this guy. I really like this one. But the problem is, it's all about angles, right? See, if I use that, I'm going to be riveting at an angle, so I don't like that. So I think what I'm gonna do is just use my bucking bar with this set here, lay it in there, and then bam, bam. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I have to think on it. No rush, no huge rush. We're just going to work through it one at a time. And then, of course, I will experiment for you so you don't have to. And, you know, hopefully we'll come up with a good solution. All right, YouTube. So When in doubt, it's riveted all the way across. So when things don't make sense, there's a reason, because you're doing it wrong. Everything I've learned building these RV10s long enough that everything, and I'll say it and I'll say it again, everything should line up and everything will be, it's a challenge building an airplane, but it shouldn't be so challenging that you just can't figure it out, right? And when I say that, so these rivets get back riveted, these two, and you use your back rivet set and it works great. It looks really good. These rivets, these five rivets actually get bucked. And my concern was, all right, so why didn't you do the bucking to begin with? The problem with bucking, or not the problem, what you have to do is you have to make sure your part is secured when you're bucking a piece, because if the part's moving, you're gonna have all sorts of crazy things. The quality just won't be there. But I have found that these brackets actually hold it very well. And they do get riveted or bucked. The only two that get back riveted are the top two. And if you go to the plans, this is where vans, when they write their plans, it makes perfect sense to them. Perfect sense to them. But here you go. Rivet location step 5 typical. Typical. Not back, so these are backward, these are riveted the way that you normally rivet the, any other part. So my mistake, when in doubt, stop, read, look up, ask questions, and everything. So the top two riveteds get back riveted. These two get back riveted. The rest of them get riveted just like normal. So there you go. We got the front side skin on. I gotta rivet these. I'll squeeze these on in a bit, and then we will proceed to work on the back side. So yeah. So I'm gonna say it's been a successful day in the shop. Now I gotta clear off some benches because to work on these back sides, I gotta take some 2x4s, lay them across, put some lead weight or put some weight on those to keep those in alignment. You don't want a heavy wing, and you don't want these to torque themselves, and that's how you get a heavy wing. Not only is one side of the airplane heavier than the other, but you put a torque ever so slight, and that causes what they call a heavy wing. So I've got to lay the 2x4s out, get the sandbags on them, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But like always, comments, questions, concerns, you can go ahead and flame me, say you're a bonehead. Read the plans. read the plans. And when you're done reading the plans, read the plans one more time. It's okay. Constructive criticism is always welcome, and everything. So yeah. So I got the front side riveted in, and then we'll come into the shop when I come in the shop next, and we will proceed to work on the back side.